Hello students, I hope you all fine. In this session, we are going to learn Unit 1 Supplementary, Jim Corbett, a hunter turned naturalist. Now I am going to tell you an interesting story. Children, you listen carefully. At last I will ask questions. There was a flock of pigeons which lived on a banyan tree. One day, the pigeons were flying in search of food. They saw plenty of grains strewn around on the ground. All of them came down on the ground to pick up grains. But it was a trap laid by a hunter. Now all the pigeons trapped in the net which the hunter had spread on the ground. The pigeons were very sad and feeling dejected because they knew that their end was very near. The leader of the pigeons asked them not to lose courage. He said that if all of them made a joint effort, they would be able to fly away with the net. The leader was a wise pigeon and knew the power of unity. All the pigeons tried in unison and finally they were able to fly along with the net. The hunter could do nothing but repent at seeing the pigeons flying away. After flying for a long time, they reached a place where an old friend of the pigeon king lived. It was a rat. The pigeon king called for his friend and then the rat came out of his hole. Once he understood the whole story, he called his folks. Folks means his gang. Now all the rats worked on the net and were able to cut it to set the pigeons free. Hope you enjoyed the story. Let me ask some questions. What are the characters given in the story? Yes, pigeons, hunter and rats. Okay, can you list out the sequence of ideas and events in the story? Yes, when they saw the grains, the pigeons did not mind anything. They started feeding on the grains. The second event is when they were caught, only then the pigeons were worried about their lives. The third event is as a wise king, it planned to save his subjects. Fourth, he told the pigeons to fly high unitedly. All other pigeons obey the king's order. Yes, this is a very important event in the story. At last, as a true friend, the mouse helped them in a correct times. What is the central idea of this story? Yes, during difficult situation, we should not be panic. Panic means sudden uncontrollable fear. Can you tell me any other idea in the story? Yes, we should calmly think and work together to get success. What is the moral of this story? Yes, unity is strength. Can you tell me another moral? Yes, during any troublesome situation, don't lose courage and hope. Okay, dear students, I think you feel very happy to hear the story. Today, we are going to learn the supplementary Jim Corbett, Hunter Turned Naturalist. Children, at the end of the lesson, you can understand the necessity and the responsibility of every individual to preserve and protect nature. Yes, you will also come to know the reason why wild animals enter into the habitats of human beings. Yes, and at the end of the lesson, you can also understand the critical situation which forced Jim Corbett to kill the Bengal tigress even though he is a naturalist. Okay, before introducing this lesson, let me ask you some questions. Have you seen any wild animals like lion and tiger? Which animals do you like most? Do you know where wild animals live? Have you visited any national zoo or park? Okay. What is afforestation and deforestation? Yes, afforestation is the effort to plant trees in barren lands so as to create a forest. What is deforestation? Yes, deforestation is the destruction of trees and forests for human habitation. We all know the forest or the home to the wildlife, isn't it? The wildlife totally depends on the forest on food, shelter, and almost for everything. So nowadays, see, the forests are being destroyed in many different ways for many different reasons. Can you tell me the reasons for the destruction of wildlife? Yes, we can give 3 reasons for this. Hunting in the forest, the pollution of water, air and ground causes very much effects upon the animals. Cutting trees in the forest also causes deforestation as well as other problems. So, all these 3 reasons that lead depletion of wildlife. Depletion means reduce. We know forest is one of our natural resources in the world, isn't it? So, the number of wildlife forests in the world are nowadays declining day by day. So, what we have to do? Yes, we have to preserve them. We have to save wildlife from destruction. Have you heard the term endangered species? Yes, the species of animals or birds which are on the verge of extinction are called endangered species. See, here there are some animals you can see in this picture. These are the endangered species. What is your role to protect the endangered species? Yes, we can learn about endangered species near our area. For example, teach your friends and family about the wonderful wildlife, birds, fish and plants live near us. Okay, this is the first step to protecting endangered species is learning about how interesting and important they are. So, we should create an interest to learn about them. The next best way to protect endangered species is we can visit a national wildlife refuge, park or other open space. Can you give another example for this? Yes, we should never purchase products made from threatened or endangered species. For example, crocodile skins and snake skins, they are used in the production of handbags. So, we should avoid buying all these things. Okay children, now we can enter into the lesson. Jim Corbett, a hunter turned naturalist. Who is a hunter? Yes, hunter is a person who hunts birds and animals. Who is naturalist? Yes, naturalist is a person who studies plants and animals. Okay, now let's see about Jim Corbett. The birth name of Jim Corbett was Edward James Corbett. He was a British wildlife photographer, hunter, tracker, naturalist and writer. Tracker means? Yes, a person who has been trained to find other people or animals. Yes, now Jim Corbett, as a photographer, he had a lot of experience with tigers and other wild animals to shoot with his cinefilm camera. He always preferred to hunt alone and on foot. He often hunted with his dog Robin. He had hunted with the number of man-eating tigers and leopards in India, only to help people and only at the request of government. Jim Corbett, he did not like to kill and wild animals for pleasure or sport. He admired wildlife. Though he was an expert hunter, as I said before, he had hunted number of man-eating tigers. Now let's learn about man-eating tigers. A tiger starts eating humans when they grow old or get hurt. As they cannot run fast, they start killing humans. People cannot run as fast as animals. Can we run as fast as animals? No, we cannot, isn't it? So, people, they become easy prey to them. After eating human flesh once, these man-eating tigers will not eat any other flesh. So, these tigers are called man-eater. Okay, how do tigers become a man-eater? In some cases, the tigers will change their natural diet to become man-eaters. This is usually due to a tiger being incapacitated by a gunshot wound or porcupine quills or some other factors such as health issues and disabilities. Have you seen porcupine quills? See, these are porcupine quills. It is a design of needles that are easier and less painful to insert. Now let's see Corbett's first hunt. His first man-eating tiger hunt was a Champawat tiger. It was a Bengal tigress. Tigress means a female tiger. Okay. It was a Bengal tigress responsible for nearly 436 deaths in Nepal and Kumaon area of India. Okay, now let's learn about the Champawat tiger. This tigress began her attack in Rupal village in Nepal. Many hunters were sent to kill this tigress, but she managed to escape from them. All her kills happened during the daylight only. So the people, they stopped going into the forest to collect firewood, fruits, roots and other things. So the British government requested Jim Corbett to help the villagers because the people, they were frightened to go to the forest to collect things. So the British government asked Jim Corbett to kill the tigress. Now Jim Corbett camped in the Kumaon street and started tracking the tigress. After several unsuccessful attempts, this Corbett managed to kill the tigress when it killed a 16-year-old girl and left a trail of blood. Trail means a mark. So I left a mark of blood which Corbett followed it. And with the help of Tahsildar of Champawat, he organized the bait near Champa river. What's the meaning of bait? Yes, food placed in a net or a trap to catch an animal. So the next day, Corbett shot the tigress dead near the Chatta bridge in Champawat. So this body of tigress was sent to an examination, that is post-mortem. What is post-mortem? Have you heard the term post-mortem? Yes, a post-mortem is a medical examination of a dead body. It is a kind of autopsy done to learn exactly how the person died. Now, after the postmortem, they found the upper and lower canine teeth on the right side of the mouth were broken, the result of an old gunshot from a game hunter. Yes, according to Corbett, probably this injury prevented her from hunting her natural prey, and hence she started to hunt humans. So, Jim Corbett strongly advocated that deforestation and human encroachment were the main cause of the mischief of wild animals. Yes, this is the reason why wild animals enter into the habitats of human being. Though Jim Corbett is a naturalist, the critical situation which forced Jim Corbett to kill the Bengal tigress. Now let us know why the national park got the name the Jim Corbett National Park. Jim Corbett played a key role in establishing India's first national park in the Kumaon Hills, the Haley National Park, Uttarakhand, India. Jim Corbett died on April 1955. The park was renamed in 1957 as the Jim Corbett National Park. It was named after him to honor his role in establishing this protected area in 1930s. Okay, children, from this we have learned if we destroy our nature, it is like destroying ourselves. So, we should conserve our wild animals and forest. It is very, very necessary to recognize the importance of nature and other wildlife species. Hope you all understand this lesson. Okay, let's move on to the exercises. Children, here we have jumbled sentences. What you have to do is, you have to rearrange it properly. Okay, now I'll read the questions. You listen carefully and rearrange it. Okay. Jim Corbett died on 19th April 1955. Jim played a key role in establishing India's first national park in the Kumaon Hills. It was named after him to honor his role in establishing this protected area in 1930s. It was initially named after Lord Malcolm Haley. The park was renamed in 1957 as the Jim Corbett National Park. Okay, what's the first correct answer? Yes, Jim played a key role in establishing India's first national park in the Kumaon Hills. What's the next sequence, next event? It was initially named after Lord Malcolm Haley. What's the third correct sentence? Jim Corbett died on 19th April 1955. The fourth correct sentence is, the park was renamed in 1957 as the Jim Corbett National Park. The fifth correct sentence is, it was named after him to honor his role in establishing this protected area in 1930s. Say true or false against each statement. Jim often hunted with his horse Robin. Is it true or false? Yes, it is false, because Jim often hunted with his dog. Here they have given horse. So, it is false. The next question, the Bengal tigress was responsible for nearly 336 deaths in Nepal and Kumaon area. Is it true or false? Yes, it is false. See, the Bengal tigress was responsible for nearly 436 deaths. Here 336. So, it is false. The British government requested Jim Corbett to help the villagers. Yes, it is true. The Jim Corbett was always against game hunting. Yes, it is true. people were not terrified to go out into the forest. Is it true or false? False. People, they were terrified, isn't it? Here they've given were not. So it is false. Identify the character and speaker. He had a lot of experience with tigers and other wild animals. Who it is? Yes, Jim Corbett. The next question. She was shot in 1907 by Jim Corbett. Yes, Bengal tigress is the correct answer. Third question. He camped in the Kumon district. Who it is? Yes, Jim Corbett. He took no joy from the kill. Yes, Jim Corbett. All her kills happened during the daylight. Who it is? Bengal tigress. Okay. Now let's see choose the correct answer. Jim Corbett was a wildlife photographer. Which is the correct answer? Yes, British. Second question, though he was an expert hunter, he admired yes, wildlife. He took no joy from the yes, kill. He took no joy from the kill. Fourth question, she continued her killings in the district. Which is the correct answer? Yes, Kumon. The fifth question, the British government Jim Corbett to help the villagers. Yes, requested is the correct answer. Okay, now we'll go to an activity. Travelogue. What is travelogue? Travelogue is the detailed description of writer's perceptions, impressions and comments about attraction of places as they travel from place to place. Okay, now I am going to ask questions. What was the birth name of Jim Corbett? The birth name of Jim Corbett was Edward James Corbett. What was the name of Corbett's dog? The name of Jim Corbett's dog was Robin. Okay, how many kills did the Champawat tiger record? The Champawat tiger recorded 436 deaths in Nepal and the Kumon area of India. When did Jim Corbett die? Yes, Jim Corbett died on 19th April 1955. When was the tiger shot? The tiger was shot in 1907 by Jim Corbett. Okay, according to Jim, what were the main cause of the mischief of wild animals? Yes, deforestation and human encroachment were the main cause of the mischief of wild animals. What did Jim educate the people? Yes, Jim went on lecturing tours to educate the people about the natural heritage and the need to conserve forest and their wildlife. Here we have a passage. Children, you read it carefully and answer the questions given below. Now I'll read. Listen carefully. Edward James Corbett, popularly known as a British wildlife photographer, hunter, tracker, naturalist and writer. He has hunted a number of man-eating tigers and leopards in India. He had a lot of experience with tigers and other wild animals to shoot with his cinefilm camera. See, here we have 3 questions. Who was Jim Corbett? How did he shoot tigers and other wild animals? what was the name given to Jim by his parents? So I'll give time to read it clearly and answer it. Okay. Yes. Who was Jim Corbett? Yes, Jim Corbett was a wildlife photographer, hunter, tracker, naturalist and writer. Very good. How did he shoot tigers and other wild animals? Yes, he shot the tigers and other wild animals with this cinefilm camera. The third question. What was the name given to Jim by his parents? Jim was given the name Edward James Corbett by his parents. Very good. Jim Corbett, as a photographer, he had a lot of experience with tigers and other wild animals to shoot with his cinefilm camera. He always preferred to hunt alone and on foot. He often hunted with his dog Robin. He had hunted with the number of man-eating tigers and leopards in India, only to help people and only at the request of government. Jim Corbett, he did not like to kill and wild animals for pleasure or sport. He admired wildlife. Though he was an expert hunter, as I said before, he had hunted number of man-eating tigers. What is deforestation? Yes, deforestation is the destruction of trees and forests for human habitation. We all know the forest or the home to the wildlife, isn't it? The wildlife totally depends on the forest on food, shelter and almost for everything. So nowadays, see, the forests are being destroyed in many different ways for many different reasons. Can you tell me the reasons for the destruction of wildlife? Yes, we can give 3 reasons for this. Hunting in the forest, the pollution of water, air and ground causes very much effects upon the animals. Children, hope you enjoyed this lesson. Keep tuning in for more lessons. Goodbye.